guys, it is Tanya and welcome back to the channel. Today we are back with another speed build, of course, because it's Saturday. But actually, this is a very small one-bedroom house, and I went into this house sort of with a vision, which I don't normally do. And you know what? It turned out to not match at all what I wanted. I went into here thinking I wanted to make a small red house. It did end up being a small house. It did not end up being red, but I started trying to do that because I've never used the red siding before. But then, I started doing the inside, and I was like, the inside is, gray and blue, and it looks weird if the outside's so bright red. I don't know. So I switched it, but we're putting the red down now because I wanted to try it. So at some point in time, I will build a red house. I just got to figure out how to make it work. But that's not what we're doing today. But anyway, this is I think I called this Waterfront Abode. You should be able to see that in the title of the video and the thumbnail and stuff. But I think that's what it's named. I don't always name them ahead of time. Well, I mean, I name them when I create the house, but I usually forget what I name them. So anyway, for this house, it's just ends up being gray and black on the outside, which is an interesting color combination, I think. And it's more of a family style home, but it only has one bedroom, which is interesting. But it has a lot of more, a mixture of modern and other furniture. And I really think it came out pretty cute. I really like it. I had a lot of fun. It took a little over an hour to build, which is actually kind of long considering the size, but I tried to do a little bit of landscaping and add detail because, I love me some small detailed builds. But outside right now, we're just doing a little bit of landscaping. We moved the house a bunch of times, and I changed my mind too many times. But we're going to do the floor plan now, and I was like, okay, this is where this is going to go, this is where this is going to go, and completely changed my mind, other than the bathroom and the bedroom. But, I was going to put the kitchen in where the living room ended up being, and the living room where the kitchen ended up being, but that's okay. I think the way I picked out in the end worked out better, because where I put the kitchen has more flat wall space without windows, which is good for having all your cabinets and appliances and stuff. So we ended up putting the kitchen over here, which I think turned out pretty nice. I never used these black and white cabinets, and I love them. It looks so nice. I was really excited to have a black and white kitchen as opposed to brown, which is what I normally do. And we have a little island in here. It's a very small kitchen, but it has everything you need. I think it's a really nice home. I want to use it. I really want to have a family live in here. I haven't had a current household in a long time, so maybe I'll do that sometime soon, and this could be their house. I'd be very content with that, actually. Anyway, we're placing down some blue wallpaper here and some brown, and we end up adding a little bit of the paneling that I think we're using on the outside of the house. I think. Or we switch it out later. It's the one from Fitness Stuff. I think I used a base game brick on the outside, and then I switched it out for the Fitness Stuff one because I like that one better, and we used it on the inside, and I was like, let's do that. So I went ahead and did that. This kitchen is very black and white with obviously a little bit of blue in that backsplash. I tried to add a couple of pops of color. We added some spice at some point on the wall, a little spice rack, and of course those fruit bowl, which definitely adds a little bit of color to the room because it's very monochromatic. In here in the living room, we ended up having an L-shaped sofa. It took me a while to figure out which sofa would work because I was convinced I could make this one work, but it just clipped horribly no matter what I did. I mean, yeah, the one I picked clips too, but it doesn't stick out awkwardly. It looks okay, which ends up being this one. This couch works really well as an L-shaped couch, I think. And I was excited to be able to do that because I felt like it made sense. Not that you'd have that many people here. I just thought it looked nice and it filled in the space pretty nicely. It was aesthetically a little bit more pleasing to me than having a single couch. So that's what I went ahead and did. And here I'm trying to figure out maybe green wallpaper. What do I do out here? I think I go back to red, and I'm like, I'll readdress that later. I'll figure it out. Not so important right now, but I was realizing that it was a problem. It was bothering me. Just adjusting where things are going to go in here. Wanted to add some tables. I ended up just putting them at the ends. We don't have a coffee table. We just have side tables. Put a stereo down there so you could listen to some music and just, your basic stuff. We end up having a small dining table as well that's in this. It's very open concept in here, which I really like. That's probably one of my favorite ways to build. That's kind of this is the kind of house I would actually use in my personal gameplay. A lot of houses I build I think are nice, but they're not necessarily fit for like how I play. This one definitely is. This is something it wouldn't have been as nicely furnished because I think I've gotten a lot of practice over the last year doing more speed builds, but this is pretty much the kind of house I would have built for my own personal gameplay a couple of years ago. It just wouldn't have been as nice looking, but it has like the layout of something I would do. But right now we are starting to add sounds, some terrain paint and dirt and stuff. I don't know if we moved the house again. I don't think so. I think it's in its final position. And we use like a combination of gates and like hedges around the property. I don't use gates too often, so I thought it would be nice to go ahead and do that because it's been a while. And I noticed, we have to move the house again. I noticed that it wasn't centered properly with the amount of gate to hedge ratio, and I was like, oh no, and it bothers me, it doesn't center with the house, I gotta fix it, and so I fixed it. It was bothering me. So, you know, sometimes I feel like things have to be symmetrical, but when it comes to like the actual structure of a house, I don't like when it's symmetrical. I'll occasionally do it, especially in like when I'm on a time constraint. I think for like my 10-minute build challenge, maybe I had a very symmetrical house. I think I tend to do that because it's like really easy. But in general, I don't like to because I feel like it doesn't look as good. I don't really like symmetry in general. I end up using some really pretty flowers that I haven't grabbed yet, but they're blue flowers and I size them up and they're so pretty. Here I'm just mapping out like a flower area, a garden area in front of the house. It's a really large area. I fill with all kinds of greenery and flowers, and I think it comes out really, really nice in the end. I really like making gardens like this, like just drawing out a bunch of dirt, framing it all with rocks and filling it in. And since I had never used these plants before, I was really excited because they are so pretty. Look how pretty those flowers are. How come I've never noticed them before? I need to test more things and work on my landscaping because I'm really enjoying landscaping. I'm still not that great at it. I want to get better at it, so I just gotta keep practicing, and I'm really excited to do that. So if anyone has suggestions on any kind of builds that would require a lot of landscaping, please let me know because I think that would be really fun to go ahead and give a try to, because I definitely want to get better at my landscaping skills. But here we are with just adjusting the deck in the front. I kind of liked that it was on a curve. It's only on a curve on one side, which does look a little weird, but I kind of like it. If you don't like it, you can of course change it. And if you want to download this house, it is available right now on the Sims 4 gallery by searching Griffy or the hashtag MsGryphi. I also have a link in the description to just my gallery page if you go to the Sims 4 gallery website, so you can grab it there as well. But this should be up by just searching that stuff in the in-game gallery. And like I said, I think it's called Waterfront Abode, or whatever this video is titled, but I'm pretty sure it's Waterfront Abode. But here we're doing a little bit more landscaping. Lately I've been doing a lot of jumping back outside to do landscaping before I even finish the house, which is really interesting. But, you know, whatever I'm thinking, I jump around a lot. I apologize if that bothers anyone. I know it can be a little crazy to watch sometimes, but that's just kind of how I built. We had a nice little pool out here, put some tile around it, changed the pool trim. Very simple, but I really like how it came out. I think we put a fence around it as well, one of these short fences that you can walk over. I just thought it looked nice to have like trim on the tile as well. I don't know. I just liked it. We got a picnic table out here, a small grill, place, you know, just places to eat. There ends up being like a flower over here in a planter. You can just go ahead and delete that flower out of it and you can plant whatever you want. It'll be usable for your Sims. I just put it in there so it wouldn't be empty. I thought it looked nice. And yeah, what do we have left? We're gonna go inside. Oh, bedroom and bathroom is what we have left. And then after I finish this bedroom, I'm like, okay, the build's done, and I completely forgot about the bathroom, and I had to go back in and work on that again. And I was like, how did I forget the bathroom? This house actually only has enough space for a stand-up shower, not like a shower tub combo. So if you end up having a baby here, like a toddler, you're probably gonna have to move or renovate the house. Because the lot's pretty big. It has a pretty big front yard and backyard, so I guess you could change the size of the bathroom and add a shower tub combo, and you should be all set. But the house as it is not set up to have a toddler or in the house. Because I guess if you had a toddler or a baby and you could figure out the tub situation, you could put the bassinet or toddler bed in the bedroom, and then like when the kid's almost gonna age up into a child, you could move. So I guess it wouldn't be a bad starter house for a couple who maybe isn't planning on having kids yet, but in the future at some point would. this could be a nice place to start out. Granted, it is not starter home price. I think it's like 70,000 simoleons or something like that. But I mean, nothing a cheeky motherlode cannot fix for you. So you can go ahead and grab this for a pretty affordable price if you, you know, use some cheats, some money cheats in The Sims, which I totally support. I sometimes use them. I definitely use cheats a lot in my personal play, but a lot of times in Let's Plays I don't. It really depends on the one. I think both of mine right now I don't care about money in. Yeah, because right now I have a Parenthood Let's Play and a Vampires Let's Play, and money has never been like an object in either of them because I'm more so exploring their storylines. But I have done Let's Plays before where I can only use the money they have. I think I did that in City Living. But I know I've definitely done that before, and I think it could be a really fun way to play, but it really depends on what you're looking to do. Anyway, I think I was looking forever for the pots and pans that hang from the ceiling to put in this kitchen, and it took me so long and I couldn't find them, so I stopped recording and I looked for them and I found them and then I hung them up. So now they're magically there. We also added this little, what's it called? Wall bookshelf here because I thought it was really cute. And the little tray with some more books on it. Added a lot of detail into this house. We ended up putting a plant in the corner with a coat rack, and we also put another type of coat rack and a shoe rack by the back door, which is like really close to there, so it's kind of funny that they're in both areas. But I figured that made sense if you're going out the back and going out the front to have access to your hats and jackets and stuff. You know, if we get seasons at some point, that would be awesome. So you can go ahead and go outside. Although, when we get seasons, there's going to be a lot of people's builds who don't work properly anymore because they have like sunroofs and stuff that have been made with fencing. So there's going to be a lot of flooded builds, I think, when seasons eventually comes out. That'll be an interesting time, lots of renovations to do, but having seasons would just be amazing. It adds so much realism to the game, and I can't wait until we get that back. I absolutely loved it in The Sims 3. Granted, when it was constantly thunderstorming, that sometimes got a little bit annoying, but the snow was so gorgeous. I liked occasional rain. The fall was beautiful. Oh my gosh. I live in the Northeast, so we get gorgeous, I can't speak, gorgeous autumn here. It's so pretty, and I think they captured that beautifully in The Sims 3, and I hope they do the same thing in The Sims 4 when we do eventually get seasons. I think that would be amazing. Anyway, this bathroom ends up being gray and purple and black. I thought that was, I mean, it's gray and black and it has a pop of purple because of that plant, and I added also a purple curtain and a purple towel. I thought it looked really nice. I never used purple in bathrooms, and I thought it worked really well with the gray and the black. I really like monotone, or not monotone, but you know, just simple blacks and whites in my builds and grays, and I just like adding a little pop of color here and there. Anyway, we're adding some lights. I hope you guys enjoyed this build. If you did, you can go ahead and download that. The information is in the description down below. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.